My favorite people are the people right here in my neighborhood, because I've got a relationship with all of them. I've been here in this house for 13 years. And when COVID hit, you kind of know who your neighbors are, right? We've just started out looking in on each other and kind of caring for each other. And I had a dozen neighbors over for a socially distanced barbecue on Saturday night. There's been some moments in my life. I had one moment where I had an asthma attack and I wasn't sure. I'd never had it before, having difficulty breathing. And I called my neighbor because I thought she was across the street and she was at work. And she came home and made sure I was getting to the hospital. That's neighbor slash friend. That neighbor means something here. I think neighbor means when people give sacrificially, offer their time because there's legitimate, authentic care. And that's the kind of neighbors I have. Inside of my house, the ceiling there was done by James, and some of the drywall in that area, which is one over. Half the construction that I've upgraded in my house is Rick over there. And across the corner, Anton is building this cedar shelving, and he got the cedar at an auction. And so we've been looking out for each other. We've even been talking about what would happen if we did end up in a second wave, like how we would look on each other in the weekend. Like we can't stop this now because we kind of need it. My friend that travel a whole lot came. I had a party. I invited 12 people. Only 2 of them came, and they sat there and we talked. And we hadn't spoken or been close enough to talk for so long, right? When they talked, I noticed that their stories were almost the same as they were before, except they were local. So my friends travel all over the world. Travel's their thing. They get on a plane, they go to a resort, they do something adventurous. They're just fantastic guys, right? And they always tell, though, about this person that they met at this resort that they had drinks with, and then that they went to see the site with, and this person they met on the bus going to this place. And it's the people. And I think when you're traveling, you tell more honest stories because you've got a short point of time, right? Like, however much I invest in this, I can only withdraw so much out of the investment I'm making in getting to know you. So it's gonna have to be worthwhile. I'll either have to lay on a lot of life stuff or just sort of cut it off and move on next. It depends on the emotional investment, but part of, I think, what happens in travel is we collect stories as much as we collect locations and places. And so they always told me their stories when they came back from traveling. This time, they told me stories of their neighbors, but their personal struggles, their marriages, their relationships, their kids, all that sort of stuff. Those are the kind of stories that it takes a while to get out of somebody, but maybe it's just COVID. I think we've been doing that before, but I think even more so now. We're telling stories of what's really going on and saying if we're really having a bad day, rather than just the standard answer you give to everybody, fine. And that's neighborly, and I've experienced that more in Guelph than anywhere else that I've been, like neighbors that share life freely.